Stephen Fenech from Tech Guide here. Today we're talking about the new iPad Air. This is the new all-screen design. It has the A14 Bionic chip and a number of new features. But before we dive into that, let's check out our unboxing. Here we have the new iPad Air. This is the green iPad Air. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. Okay, this was announced just over a month ago and was available in the new colors blue and also green. This is the new color. Check that out there. It's actually pretty subtle coloring. It's not too bright. Actually quite nice. Naturally, the first thing you're going to notice is the brand new all-screen design. Now this is a 10.9 inch liquid retina display with True Tone, P3 wide color, and it has also an anti-reflective coating. This is what I call the middle iPad. So there's the iPad 8th generation, which is your more entry-level device. Then you've got the iPad Pro at the top of the line. So for those who want to maybe use it as more of a laptop replacement. But then in the middle, you have this new iPad Air. And the color that we have is actually one of the new colors. This is green, really, really nice looking color there. But let's just see where it fits into the lineup. I'm going to bring in, this is the iPad 8th generation. So in terms of size, the iPad Air is only slightly larger. Here you have a 10.2 inch display, and then moving up to the iPad Air, which has a 10.9 inch display. So you can see just from the design, so the iPad 8th generation still has the home button, which is where the Touch ID is located. But the iPad Air, no more home button. Touch ID has been relocated to the top button. Because it doesn't have a home button, the Touch ID has been relocated on the iPad Air. It's actually now in this top button. So when this iPad Air is locked, it now requires me, you can see Touch ID written up there on the screen. So I've just got to cover the whole button and it's unlocked. But let's see how it compares to the iPad Pro, which with a 12.9 inch display. So this is the 12.9 inch iPad right here, and next to it is the new iPad Air. So you've got a 12.9 inch display and a 10.9 inch display. Now there is an iPad Pro that's actually 11 inches. So that's for that customer who doesn't want the big screen but wants the performance. So that's the difference between the iPad Pro and the iPad Air. The iPad Pro offers a higher level of performance. It's for someone who wants to replace their laptop rather than using a device that could potentially replace the laptop but not be able to perform all of those tasks or that editing, all of those high performance applications that the iPad Pro is designed for. But in terms of look and design, the iPad Pro and the iPad Air look fairly similar. The bezel on the iPad Air, so this space here between the edge and the actual display, that little black line, is slightly thicker. You can probably notice slightly thicker on the iPad Air than it is on the iPad Pro. Just another one of those features where the iPad Pro is more premium, the iPad Air a little cheaper. And these are the little features that make the difference. So slightly wider bezel, iPad Pro, much thinner bezel around the entire screen. But design-wise, they've still got the same flat edges. They do look very similar in terms of that design. So the flat edges, similar look and feel, but just a smaller screen, and obviously with a processor that doesn't quite match the iPad Pro. On the performance side, the iPad Air has the A14 Bionic chip on board. That's the same processor used with the iPhone 12. So there's increase in CPU performance, GPU performance, and all that covers complex apps high-end games, so you can get plenty done with the iPad Air. Another big change to the iPad Air is the USB-C port. So like the iPad Pro, you have USB-C connectivity, which allows you to connect external drives. It allows you even to connect displays. So you can connect displays up to 4K. So if you want to extend the screen from the device to a display, you can do that using the USB-C port. You can also do things like connecting cameras to download your photographs or videos. That is, again, a similar feature to the iPad Pro. On the camera side, the iPad Air has a 7 megapixel front-facing camera, which is here, so that's your FaceTime camera. And on the back is the 12 megapixel camera, same as the main camera on the iPad Pro. So again, if you're one of those people who likes to take photos with your tablet, then the iPad Air with that same camera as the iPad Pro, 12 megapixel resolution, is right here. And like the iPad Pro, the iPad Air can shoot 4K video. Of course, the iPad Air works with plenty of Apple accessories, including the 2nd generation Apple Pencil, which can attach to the side of the iPad for storage and also for charging. And of course, if you want to take the iPad Air to the next level, there's also the Magic Keyboard. The Magic Keyboard has a full trackpad, because in iPad OS 14, there is actually now a cursor, a little mouse that you can move around, and there's also the full-size keyboard, so you can really get some work done on the go. The iPad Air will be a very popular choice for customers. It's that device that sits right in the middle of the iPad family. So if you're a customer who thinks the iPad 8th generation just won't be strong enough for what you need it to do, or you don't really want to spend the money on an iPad Pro, the iPad Air is a great solution. The iPad Air comes in 5 colors, including green, silver, space grey, rose gold, and sky blue. Pricing in Australia starts at $899 for the Wi-Fi 64 gig, $1,099 for the Wi-Fi plus cellular 64 gig, $1,129 for Wi-Fi and 256 gigabyte storage, and $1,399 for Wi-Fi plus cellular 256 gig. So there you have it, the iPad Air. It is now available for sale. If you want to read our full review, head over to techguide.com.au. The iPad Air could very well be the Goldilocks of iPads. It has a lot more performance than the entry-level iPad 8th generation, but without the cost of the iPad Pro. This could very well be just right for you.